What's going on, guys? JPB2 here. Hope you guys are enjoying your Wednesday. And for today's gameplay, we have an Adventurous Pranks versus a branded Despia, with me as the prankster going first. Now, this is the end of the season, last replay from my prank kits, and it's an extremely spicy replay, guys. So stay tuned. It's a 19 turn replay against a branded Despia. I almost deck out my opponent, leave him with nothing but 2 cards in his extra deck, and those 2 cards were Starving Venom and I believe a Draco Stapelia, and that's it. So let's get right on with this replay. So my turn, obviously, we have the full combo. I am going to Foolish Burial the Enchantress. Activate Enchantress, banish it, get my right. We're going to activate right. Opponent does not Maxia, so we should be good. Put my... Unfortunately, at this point, the Prankist combo starter card in my hand I had was Roxy's. If I had any other card, I would have been able to put both my Floodgates, Anti-Spell plus Skill Drain on the field and just annoy my opponent out of playing the game. But since we started with Roxy's, we have to banish 1 card from our hand and draw another card. So I banish out the Anti-Spell for Ignis. Skill Drain is a much better card in my opinion. Unfortunately, banishing out the Anti-Spell draws me another Skill Drain. Had I known that would have happened, I would have kept my Anti-Spell obviously. But it is what it is, we keep moving forward with our gameplay. I get my Griffin Surge, pitch out the Draco Bag comes in the field, we go into our Doodly Doo. Doodly Doo will search us for our pranks. We're going to pitch Panday to the graveyard with our Fansies, special out another prank's name, activate Doodly Doo, target the Pandemonium plus a prank's name, add them to our hand, activate pranks, pitch out the Fansies. Now I know I'm going through the full combo and verbally telling you guys the combo, but you guys should already know the Prankist combo by now, right? So I'm going to go through my full combo, set down Skill Drain, set down Pandemonium, end my turn. With that, I activate Pranks Recycle, even end up drawing into a Dropsies. This means if he somehow negates my Bow Wow Bark and my Griffin, I could still go into Weather Washer, right? So Bow Wow Bark goes through, does not get negated, good for us, we have our Butler combo. With that, the opponent goes off into his turn, he Lightning Storms me, to which I respond with a Griffin. Now the Lightning Storm was hitting my back row set. I needed my Skill Drain plus Pandemonium stay on the field, right? So that's the reason why I used my Griffin Omni on that. After that, this guy had hard drawn, and I mean hard drawn, some pretty nasty cards. So keep track of what he plays. He did hit me with Lightning Storm, then he activates Branded Lost. After Branded Lost, once I see the Branded Lost, I have to instantly flip over Skill Drain, because you cannot negate the activation of Lubellion itself afterwards because of Branded Lost. Then, third card he had in his hand was the Theater. This Theater is gonna do work throughout the game, okay? It's gonna do some insane work. The cards in his hand were Comedy plus a Fawn of Abbas, which he uses to go into a Lubellion, hard Lubellion made from the Theater. Insane stuff. He could activate Lubellion, activate Comedy from the grave to negate or dodge out on the effect of the Skill Drain, which he obviously does. And the last card in his hand was Ad Libitum. Now think about this, guys, okay? The cards in his hand were Lightning Storm, Fallen of Albaz, Ad Libitum, Comedy, Theater, and Branded Lost. That is an insanely cracked hand that allows him to push past my board completely. It's insane. So Comedy comes, Lubellion still gives him the Mirror Jade because of the Comedy's effect, gets the search for Mirror Courier. Mirror Jade, I mean, it's negated. Comedy is already activated this turn, so he still gets the pitch off. Now the pitch is the cost they play for activating Mirror Jade, so Fallen of the Albion still goes to the graveyard. With that, he tries to go into battle phase, so obviously we are going to go into our Butler. We're going to activate our graveyard activations, and I'm going to use my Butler and banish out Meowmoo. Now this was not a misplay, okay? I actually did this to try to bait out the Mirror Courier my opponent had in his hand, and it actually worked. Now keep in mind, guys, our Bow Wow Bark pop has gone through, so our Prankist monsters cannot be destroyed through card effects, right? Also, Skill Drain's active on the field, So I cannot pop this guy's field anyways. But if my butler stays in the field, this guy's field does not get popped. So we successfully baited out the Mayor Courier that way. Good for us, I guess. So with that, I put one copy of Dropsies. I don't know why. He tries to kill my token. I don't know if he understands that I have the Faithful Adventure plus Draco back attached to my token, so it's immune to destruction through battle once this turn. Fawn of Abbas activates, puts him the branded in red on the field. Okay? Draw phase, draw into flag. Go off into my Doodly-Doo, activate my graveyard, chain block with Doodly-Doo. Even though Skill Drain is active, don't care for much. I'm going to banish out the second copy of Skill Drain, draw into an anti-spell Fragrance. Now, the whole reason I did this is to put Totally Awesome on the field, okay? My thought process was, if he activates Branded in red, I will use the Toad to negate. I completely forgot about the fact that Branded Lost prevents cards that negate the activation of their fusion spells. That's the biggest misplay I'll make in this game. So Totally Awesome comes on the field. Draco back I'm going to use to bounce out Mirror Jade. He activates Mirror Jade. So keep in mind, guys, Mirror Jade is still negated, but if he uses the Branded in red to get the Chimera going, he dodges on the Skill Drain on the Mirror Jade, so he does get a banish off. Unfortunately, I used my Totally Awesome to negate the activation of Branded in red, which the Branded Lost prevents. So my Totally Awesome just goes to the graveyard for nothing. Literally nothing. Goes off into Tax Dragon, gets the banish on my Butler. Totally Awesome comes on the field. Totally Awesome activates in the graveyard. We get a copy of Dropsies from the graveyard into our hand. So he puts the Tax Dragon on the field. With that, I activate the flag to recycle out my Butler from my banishment pile. Then we're going to activate Doodly-Doo, target the Pandemonium, add it to my hand, plus a named copy for the Butler combo. So you see right there, I'm going to activate Panday. So the reason why I chose to activate Panday this turn itself is because I needed another spot to put down my anti-spell Fragrance. If I put down my Panday, I will not be able to put down my anti-spell Fragrance. That's the reason why I'm going into Butler this turn right now itself. With that, we get our graveyard activations. I use my Butler, I whack into his Tax Dragon. He activates the Albion again to pitch a Brigand in the graveyard. Okay, good for him, I guess. With that, we activate our Pranks Recycle, and he puts the Tax Dragon back on the field. I'm okay with that as well. Brigand activates, I Ash Blossom the Brigand. He activates the Albion as well, gets the Branded Fusion, don't care much for it. With that, we just activate Anti-Spell Fragrance in the draw phase. This guy straight away goes into battle phase to kill off my token because token can keep bouncing his cards. So at this point I thought, why not just pop my Butler? He activates his Albion again, gets negated. He does get a pitch in the grave, but that's okay. We don't care much for it. He pitches a Titanclad at that point. So Mirror Jade comes back on the field from the effect of the theater. He kills my token, goes into Chimera. Chimera, he can use Comedy to dodge out from the Skill Drain, which he does. And instead of popping Skill Drain, this guy pops my Anti-Spell Fragrance. Now keep in mind, guys, Anti-Spell Fragrance, once you use it and you go into your combo, it becomes a big hindering card for you as well. Because you cannot activate Prank its place, you cannot reactivate Pandemonium, you cannot activate Instant Fusion, you cannot go into your Adventure combo because all those cards are spell cards. So this guy popping my Anti-Spell Fragrance from the Chimera is the biggest mistake he could have made right there. He should have popped Skill Drain, should have popped my Prank, could have popped my any monster on the field with a Chimera, right? No. Chooses the worst card to pop. Me and my chat were flabbergasted at the choice he made to pop the Anti-Spell. With that, he activates Fusion, okay, goes into Lubellion, okay, we don't care much for this, main phase 2. So again, Skill Drain is active. You already used Comedy this turn itself, so Lubellion cannot activate, cannot do anything. He's hard stuck with Lubellion on the field and that's it. He pitched away his Chimera for this play. I mean, Chimera had to be pitched for the Comedy anyways, so yeah. Sets down a card. So over here, I know Skill Drain is active, but I still activate my flag to try to bait out Ash Blossom from the opponent's hand if he did have Ash Blossom. Because again, This guy has been playing stupidly throughout the entire game. So I use the Faithful Adventure, get a Griffin Surge, pitch out the Druid Unlock Bird. With that, I just end my turn. So we are now in the recycle mode, okay? We have to keep going for recycles now because I have most of my Prankist monsters in my graveyard. I have to go for the recycle. Unfortunately, if your opponent does call by the grave one of the 3 cards you target with the Pranks recycle, your Pranks will not recycle for the Pranks will not go through. Ash Blossom negates it as well. So with that, he activates his card, gets the Branded Fusion on the field, a Luber on the field into Tax Dragon from the Theater, kills off my flag, and he ends his turn. Okay, draw into a Crossout. Set down the Crossout, end my turn, recycle cards, draw into Evenly Match. So I'm just stalling out the game at this point for the recycle. Now that Crossout was an insane draw last turn because as soon as I drew Crossout, I put my Crossout on the field, this guy ends up drawing into Harpy's Feather Duster. Harpy's Feather Duster now, I can use Crossout to negate so my skill drain stays active on the field. He Foolish Burials his Tragedy, searches for a Luber. A Luber goes to battle phase, whacks me in the face for 2.5k with his Tax Dragon. That means now my Griffin can come on the field since I do not control any monsters on the field. At this point, draw into Thunder Dragon Fusion. Now, can't use it, Butler's banished, and we only run 1 copy of Butler. So cannot use the Thunder Dragon Fusion at this point. So I'm waiting for a Corridor to get in my hand, which I do get from my Pranks recycle. He banishes the Tragedy, sets down Branded in red, and just passes his turn over. I'm okay with that. I use the Corridor, target the Butler, to get my Butler recycled out. He activates the Branded in red, gets the Fawn of Albaz in his hand, goes into Quiritis. I'm okay with that. Quiritis does not mean anything to me because both the fusion monsters I will put on the field will be above level 8, right? The Colossus is level 8, Butler is level 10, so this Quiritis does not kill the attack of those cards. So he literally gave away Quiritis to make my Griffin go down to 0 attack, which I was not going to use to attack him anyway with, and puts Comedy on the field. So with that, I chose not to attack into Comedy. Because think about this. Comedy is a fairy monster, and if a fairy monster leaves the field while this theater is on the field, he could bring back another card from the graveyard onto the field. Did not want to deal with that, so I just ended my turn with that. Opponent's turn, he draws a card, goes into Branded Fusion, sure, into a Lubellion again. He could activate Comedy from the grave to dodge out the effect of Skill Drain, which he will do. So you guys see how much I was troubled with the Despia Theater plus the Comedy in the initial phase. It made so the game lasted this long. Like the Comedy and Theater are doing so much work at this point. Goes into Mirror Jade, goes into battle phase. Since Skill Drain is active, I cannot protect my Colossus. Kills off my Colossus. Okay. Draw phase, draw into another corridor. Reactivate it again. Recycle out the Miamu. The opponent max sees me. Okay. So I just put my Butler face up defense and pass my turn because keep in mind, this Mirror Jade is properly summoned, okay? It is summoned through Lubellion, it is properly summoned. So if he whacks his Mirror Jade into my Butler, killing both my Butler and Mirror Jade going to the graveyard will trigger and wipe out my full field. So for that to not happen, I need to put my Butler face up defense. With that, he activates the Mirror Jade, gets the Albion gets him the Branded in red, does not set it down, okay. Polly in his hand goes off into a Mud Dragon, okay? So Branded in red now adds the Fawn of Albaz back. He has the Comedy in the graveyard at this point. The Mud Dragon kills off my Corridor. The Mirror Jade kills off my Griffin. I'm okay with that. Don't care much for it. Draw phase, draw into another Prankist card. Now we have the Miamu recycled out. We could do full combo. We could do full circle combo now. Special out a Rockies because I do want to banish out the Evenly Match from my hand, hoping to draw into something better. So we do banish it out, draw into my Adventure Engine, okay? My Griffin is already in the graveyard, unfortunately, and the right token does not give me an Omni because Skill Drain will negate the Griffin anyway. It's just another body on the field. So I use my full combo, go into Roaster, because again, the Lost and the Field spell have done so much work till now, we have to pop it. Otherwise, we cannot attack into any of his fairy monsters. So with that, I get a special of Dropsies, activate pranks, recycle 3 cards, draw into dropsies. Keep in mind, I recycled out my Meowmoo again, okay? Recycle Meowmoo again because skill drain's active, and I need it to my combo start on my next turn. The Mirror Jade kills off my dropsies, don't care much for it. Now look at this right here. He's down to 2 cards in his extra deck. These 2 cards, I can tell you right now, are Dracostapelia and the Starving Venom Dragon. That's it. He has nothing else left in his extra deck. Every single other extra deck card he already went through, and in his main deck he's left with 19 cards. So I almost decked him out in his extra deck. Normal out drops on my turn, start going into my combo. Doodly Doo is negated, don't care much for it, burn him for 500. Special out Fancies, Doodly Doo tributes itself, target 2 cards, add them to my hand. So I'm adding place plus dropsies. I'm going to set down my Call by the Grave, activate the Pranks Recycle, and end my turn. Again, not putting Butler face-up attack to play around the Mirror Jade. He kills off my Fancies, don't care much for it, sets down a card, pass. Now, we... this card, okay, it's not a card in my deck list. This is a meme card one of my viewers made me add, Mr. Darkwing Duck. I was under the punishment, so you guys can use channel points to redeem a punishment on me. He made me switch 1 card in my deck list. So he made me switch out Instant Fusion, I think, for 1 Kurive. And this sorta came in clutch, I guess. He activates Ash Blossom on my Prank is Place Search. Don't care, that's like a waste of Ash Blossom. So now we go off into our combo. Chain block with our Prank is Place, make the Mirror Jade go down to 2.5. Activate Doodly Doo for chain block, burn him for 5, and then 1 Kurive puts the Meowmoo back on the field. Meowmoo, being a effect monster, effectively now allows me to go into my Goddess. Goddess means I take away the opponent's Mirror Jade. Mirror Jade can activate in the graveyard, but keep in mind, not in battle step. We can Call by the Grave the Mirror Jade, negate the effect of killing our whole board. He activates the branded opening that he had set on the field to put a Looper on the field to dodge the lethal this turn. Okay? Let's see how it goes. So, a Looper is negated, obviously. We just put the token on the field from the adventure and we go in for lethal. So that's 6k damage on the field afterwards, and whack whack, and we win the game. That was a long game, I believe, 1 hour on stream. So this is it for today. Hope you guys do enjoy this video. If you guys do enjoy this kind of videos, please consider hitting the like button, subbing to my channel for more daily prank and video uploads. And if you guys are interested in the live version of all this, I do live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/jpbduel. Link along with my schedule and a link to my Discord will be in the video description itself for you guys to check out. This is JPBduel signing out for today. I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Peace!